If you victimize children, you are going to prison. We're going to put you in a dark, cold jail cell for as long as we can. End of story.
Liz Ryan gets details on Operation Dragon Eye from Florida Attorney General James F. Meyer.
60 children were rescued in this 2-week multi-agency operation.
It was not only the largest child rescue mission in Florida's history, but in U.S. history.
The children rescued were as young as 9 years old.
These kids were missing for a variety of reasons. Some were runaways, some were kidnapped victims, some had moved through foster care, many were victims of human trafficking. Some of these minors, sadly, were impregnated. So we were very happy to get them home.
But where is home for these kids? Some will be reunited with their families. Others have a less certain future. That's being handled by police and state agencies.
They are working to identify either family members that can be reunited with the child victims or where else we're going to be able to provide, necessary housing and care.
The children were rescued separately. They weren't all in one location. And Operation Dragon Eye resulted in 8 arrests.
A number of them are going to face human trafficking charges. Protecting our kids and keeping them safe from danger is my number one priority as both AG and as a dad of 3 little ones. We want Florida to be the safest state in the country to raise a family.
This difficult work will continue.
We're working to get these predators and sick individuals off the streets. So you better believe we're continuing multiple human trafficking investigations, and we're going to hold wrongdoers accountable.
Tomorrow, a local operation which resulted in 20 children being saved. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
The quality of these candidates, these young men and women who are going to these military academies, they are, without a doubt, superb, excellent young men and women.
U.S. Representative John Rutherford is accepting nominations for the U.S. Service Academy for the class of 2030.
Congressman Rutherford says the nominations are awarded to a select number of students each year.
In my district, I think you're supposed to get 15. Sometimes we'll get 22 because we realize if you go outside the state, you can usually find some slots that are not being used, like naval slots, for example, in Montana. They may not be looking to go to the Naval Academy in Montana. And so we get extra slots, which gives our young men and women in Northeast Florida an extra opportunity.
Rutherford explains his vetting process.
And the process I use is using retired generals and naval captains, admirals, that sort of thing, to actually do those interviews. And I will tell you, looking at these young men and women's resumes, it is amazing what these young men and women have already accomplished in their life. I ask them often, how in the world did you do all this and you're only 17 or 18 years old? It really is uplifting to see what these kids have done in their lives, and then to get to be able to nominate some of them for these academies.
If you have questions about the process, send an email to fl05.serviceacademy@mail.house.gov. I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
Tonight we wrap up the spring season of Music and Art by the Sea with some Southern rock with deep Jacksonville roots.
Volunteer producer Bill Jones excited to share the details of tonight's Music and Art by the Sea event.
St. Johns County Ocean Pier will be the venue for the summertime event with activities beginning at 3 p.m.
Tonight, Music and Art by the Sea presents the Paul Lundgren Band, and the Lundgren family has deep musical roots in Jacksonville. The father of the Lundgren brothers was a Navy bandmaster at Mayport, and the Lundgren brothers, Paul and Eric, used to run the streets of Jacksonville with many Southern rock classic heroes. And Eric actually belonged to the Leonard Skinner troupe during 2 of their tours as a guitar player.
Jones reminds everyone to bring a lawn chair and bug spray to better enjoy the food truck at 5 p.m. and the show beginning at 7 o'clock.
Our fans at Music and Art by the Sea are in for a super treat, some modern rock and some classic Southern rock at Music by the Sea tonight.
Music by the Sea will resume on August 20th. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.